Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of the Pondcast. Today's episode, Battle Builds Pecharunt. For all you newcomers, our exciting Battle Build series is where we train the same Pokemon in secret and reveal our strategies live. Our goal is to inspire out-of-the-box thinking and showcase the boundless possibilities of Pokemon training. And it's all about embracing creativity and showing that there's no one way to train a Pokemon. Let's dive into it. It's the mythical Pokemon of DLC Part 2 for the Indigo Disc. It is a poison ghost type Pokemon, making it 2 times weak to ground, ghost, psychic, and dark, takes half damage from grass and fairy, quarter damage from poison bug, and no damage from normal and fighting. Its base stat is 600, where its HP, attack, special defense, and speed are all 88, and its defense is 160. Its ability is Poison Puppeteer, where a Pokemon poisoned by Pecharunt's moves will become confused. Pecharunt has a signature move of Malignant Chain, where it has a 50% chance to badly poison a target with a 100 attack stat and 100% accuracy with 5 power points as a special attack.
Firstly, I gave my Pecharunt a nickname. It's loosely based on the Tapus from Alola, and also kind of inspired just for my boy Guren, because leading up to the DLC, I think Ku mentioned that there was a paradox of a Tapu. So, I mean, whether that's true or not is whatever, but it does kind of look Tapu-like. So, my Pecharunt with the nickname Tapu Kaona, which Kaona is Hawaiian for poison.
I cannot confirm. I cannot confirm.
One thing I was relying on you for. Terra type I gave it was the Stellar Terra type. The ability I gave it, which was an only ability, Poison Puppeteer. The item I gave it was the ability Shield, so it can't have its ability changed. The moves I gave it was its signature move, Malignant Chain, Nasty Plot, Phantom Force, and Terra Blast. So as you guys can see, I decided to build a special attacking Pecharunt. I invested 252 EVs into its special attack, 252 EVs into its speed, and I gave it the Modest Nature to help boost its special attack.
Okay, so I definitely like the special attacking build as well. That was definitely something I was looking at until I changed it. I think it's pretty good. I mean, I think Malignant Chain is definitely like one of those moves. Like, it is its signature move, but it is something like I would consider like a staple. That chance that it has to poison at 50% is already pretty high compared to like most of the things if you're not running like Toxic or something, which is a guaranteed poison as long as it hits or as long as the move hits. I think I like the fact that you also added the Tapu part to it, because I do find it as like a Pokemon that is similar to the Tapus, because it does have that whole thing where, like, you know, it opens up, it closes, and it looks like something, or it's referencing something. In this case, it's a beach.
I mean, other than the fact that you're going to be kind of telegraphing with that Phantom Force, that it just nasty plot, the Malignant Chain, you're opening up a window for you to drop that Phantom Force. That is just brutal. It's a very scary idea. The fact that you can set up so quickly into an attack, and if they're confused and try to hit and end up hitting themselves, if they're holding onto that sash, broken. And I like that. It's actually a pretty cool build. But it's a scary thing. And from our official name raider, what do you think about the name?
Interesting name, I must say. As just like Loon said, the Hawaiian island, yes, indeed. It's a great name, I must say, but it does get a bit confusing. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10 with the name.
Oh, thank you. So I took the more defensive approach with this Pecharunt build. I wish I named it the same one that I named in my game, which I called Pecha Brat, but in here I called it Kozo, because I was just thinking of like Kozo, you know, that kind of thing, like a Japanese thing. But basically, yes, I went with a more defensive build. And after building this defensive build, there is something I kind of want to do with it now, which might be pretty annoying. So basically, I went with like full 252 in HP, full 252 in special defense, the leftovers in defense. Terra typing, I left it as poison still, and I gave it the item Black Sludge with a calm nature as well. So it lowers attack, raise special defense. Moves I gave it was, like I said earlier, I think Malignant Chain is a very big staple. I gave it Hex to have that ghost stab, as well as, you know, as soon as the opponent gets poisoned, then, you know, you can do that extra damage. I give it Foul Play because of that lowered attack and like giving it a little bit of coverage against psychic types, which it would be like which it would be one of the things it's weak to. And I also don't think I ever saw any other coverage moves that it could actually learn, which is a bit sad because this Pokemon doesn't seem like it can learn a lot. I don't know if that's intentional or something, but didn't see a lot of moves that it could learn, especially for coverage. And then the final move, I put Recover on there. So like, yeah, the main part of this is just for this Pokemon to be like extremely sustainy and annoying at the same time. What I had in my head though was I did see that it got Parting Shot. So I thought, hey, maybe I could put that in instead of Recover. And then just, like I said, just being that annoying little brat of a kid Pokemon that this guy could be, basically.
Very interesting. I do like how if we were in an RPG, this Pecharunt would definitely be the tank. I like that you have both Black Sludge and Recover, but then you've also got Hex to take advantage of if Malignant Chain poisons, and then you've also got Foul Play. I think that's a very interesting choice there, and I actually really like this build. I think it would make for a decent HP staller.
I've got to admit the Foul Play kind of took me by surprise, and I guess that's the intent behind that. Especially with the fact that it's so defensively tanky. I don't know if anybody would want to throw a physical attacker against the Pecharunt, but I mean the Foul Play, you said Malignant Chain, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, between the two of those, you're pretty much covering all your bases between physical and special, so I like that. Black Sludge is a nice touch. This way you're not only preventing anybody from wanting to swap items with, because if they do, well, now they're getting punished because they're taking damage. So what do? Swap out or trick it back and put it back in your hands where you're healing off of that? It's like,
and by the off chance they don't switch, well, you're going to be poisoned. So here's a Hex coming at you.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. Name Raider, what do you think?
This is an interesting name. What was his name again?
Kozo.
Kozo. Oh, I like that. Kozo. So, Kozo is a cool traditional Japanese name, I must say. And also it does tie in with, have some inspiration on the mythology of what it's based on, as it is the Peach Boy and the three animals that help it on the way in Japan with this. It's an old story. And it's a good idea that this is a cool name for it, because I know a lot of people... What was the other name that a lot of people wanted to call this Pokemon before it came out? There was
Tara.
another name. That's it, yeah. That's the other reason, yeah, that they wanted to name. So it is kind of ties in with that as well, which I really like. So I'm going to give this name a bit higher rating. So I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10.
Tuba just broke my heart.
And for my build, my Pecharunt, I named Tanksic because it's exactly what it sounds like. It is a tank that is toxic. Holding the item Air Balloon to give it immunity to ground attacks, which is one of its big weaknesses. Obviously, Poison Puppeteer is the only ability you get. Malignant Chain is just too good of a move not to take because it's got the high damage, it's got the high chance to poison. It's just really that good to keep. I also gave it the move Hex because if you're going to poison something, you might as well go ahead and take advantage of that by Hex. And Hex is going to be a stab move that I don't have to rely on Venoshock for. But I also wanted to make sure that when I hit, it's going to hurt. You're going to feel it. I gave it Fake Tears because you know what? Partially lowering the special defense of my target means that Hex is going to hit that much stronger. And to keep him in the fight, I also gave it the move Recover because half total hit points regenerated is always good, especially for a Pokemon that has a lot of physical defense. So with that said, I also gave it the Terra-type Fairy because this would now counter pretty much everything that it would normally be weak against. And the Air Balloon is going to keep that, until it gets hit, will keep the ground-type attacks from landing. And as far as the EVs go, I put 252 in special attack and in special defense to bring those numbers up. I also put the last 4 EVs into its hit points, and I gave it a timid nature to just push the speed just a little bit faster because I want Pecharunt to hit hard and, basically be able to recover for any lost damage that it might be taking.
Once again, I love how you went last, so you could just make an amalgamation of everyone else's builds. I do like how you decided to bolster special defense. And I do also quite enjoy how you've got the air balloon there to help combat its ground weakness. And then you've also given it the fairy type to help with its other weakness. So overall, I think it's a very solid build. And it is definitely a toxic tag.
Okay, the fairy terra typing definitely surprised me. I can definitely see that being a good terra typing for it as well, defensively. The item air balloon also took me by surprise, but that, like Chase said, that is another way to get rid of its that give it that ground immunity at least, or at least some kind of immunity for like a turn. So that was really good. So recover, fake tears. Fake tears was another thing I was also looking at as well, just to have it on there and then kind of just play around with the whole thing of it being like a little kid and he's trying to like fake tear or fake cry his way out of stuff. Like I thought that was like a very good thematic thing for it, and it works just as it sounds, right? Like it lowers the special defense, so you're doing a lot more damage to the opponent as well. And then the hex by 2, and then the hex, of course, get that malignant chain proc off, have them be badly poisoned, and bam, they're just taking extra damage right off the gate. Timid nature, for sure, yeah, not too bad in terms of speed, because 88 base speed, when you think about it, 90 already is pretty decent. So having it on the 88 range is also, I guess that makes it a little bit easier for like putting it, more on the slower side if you wanted to trick room, if anything. But I think, yeah, with 88, it's still decently fast. I mean, I don't know what exactly you'll be outspeeding, but it does make it like pretty fast. And just the fact that you're also putting like a good amount of the points into special defense too, like this thing is still going to be tanky regardless, I think. So that's going to be really good. And the name is
Speaking of official name raider,
This is an interesting name, I must say. This has many meanings if you didn't know. Basically, Toxic will, of course, tank with sick. Tank meaning as it is a heavy tank, it can take a lot of damage, it can take a lot of stuff. And also sick as well as it's a poison type, which makes sense. It will make that its opponent's poisonous. But also, people would think, oh, its name's Tank Sick. So, like, this tank is absolutely sick to use. So I want to use this, I want to copy this. And also, the combination actually is a nickname as for a real tank, which is another cool thing. So yeah, that's the name rate, and I'm going to give this name a decent 7 out of 10.
I could live with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Guren, what you did touch upon something was that, yes, Pecharunt does not have a whole lot to the move pool, not like the other of the toxic trio that we saw for the Kitakami. And I was actually looking at possibly running Fake Tears and Parting Shot and run Pecharunt as quite literally in guerrilla tactics, hit and run. So I hit you with a stat drop, then I hit you with 2 more stat drops while I retreat and drop something else in. Now I've just shredded your stats. And I can throw something like, say, that's got U-turn or Volt Switch, hit you, pop back out, drop Pecharunt again, do it over again. And this way just completely decimate your stats and keep you from being able to set up. But like that was one of the other ideas that I was coming up with, and you did touch on that.
You know what's funny though? Like listening to you describe this, I just imagine this is the little kid that's ringing people's doorbells and running away.
Ding dong ditch.
Yeah, I will say, I do like how we got sort of, and I don't know if it'll be classed as this, but a food type Pokemon that isn't a fairy type. And also, I think a missed opportunity could have been maybe a specific hidden ability for Pecharunt, where when it gets hit, it retreats into its shell and obviously leaves the battlefield. But as it leaves, it spreads toxic spikes, similar to how toxic debris worked. But obviously, the Pokemon withdraws back into your party, and you can send another one out.
Oh, that would make it kind of annoying, like hell of annoying, I think. I'm surprised it didn't get a hidden ability. Like, I know most Mythicals don't usually get a hidden ability, as far as I know, because I know Manaphy doesn't get one, and I think Volcanion doesn't get one either. Yeah, a little bit surprised that they didn't get one.
I do also just want to say, I think, although its move pool is very limited, I think it is within keeping in lore with Pecharunt, because obviously Pecharunt controls the Awful 3, and also because they've got bigger move pools, it obviously hides behind them and gets them to do its bidding, so it isn't required to have quite a large move pool.
No, that makes sense, actually. And with that brings our episode to a close. Let us know what you think about our builds. Let us know down below. Also, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. And as always, Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir, Dirty.
Goodbye, everyone.